Hi everyone, today I will be reading the story of The Wonderful Dog and the Miraculous Cat. Once upon a time, there was an old wizard who taught at a wizarding school in Fairyland. One day, he had a terrible argument with Wizard Zidok, the head of the school. Zidok was so angry that he forbade. Zidok was so angry that he forbade the old wizard from entering the school. Zidok believed himself to be the most wonderful wizard in Fairyland. The argument started because of the old wizard interfered with a spell to destroy castles in an instant. Zidok became furious because the wizard was hindering him. So the old wizard left the school and went looking for a cottage in the countryside. Now, it so happened that the cozy cottage of Fairy Jocopa Now it so happened that the cozy cottage of Fairy Hokapa was empty. She wouldn't be using it for a while because she was visiting her cousin who lived on the other side of the world. "I will live here," said the wizard, and he brought his possessions to the house. One day, the wizard took a long walk. He met a farmer who was about to leave his white dog and a black cat in the forest. "We don't have the money to give them proper food," said the farmer to the wizard. "In the wild, they might be able to take care of themselves." The wizard thought it would be nice to have a dog and a cat, so he gave the farmer a generous sum of money to buying the dog a food and a so he gave the farmer a generous sum of money to buy the dog and cat from him. At home, the wizard taught the dog and cat all known sub At home, the wizard taught the dog and cat all known languages, then history, mathematics, dancing, and how to apply magic. Because he was a wizard, he could do this easily than other people. The dog and cat became well-mannered, highly educated animals. One day, the dog and cat were so learned that the wizard had nothing more to add. So they asked their master to let them go and see the world. The wizard was of course sad but understood their wish. So he said, "Well, dear animals, if you must go, you must go. I have to pay Fairy Hokapa 12 months. She lives with her cousin, the king of the land of flowing rivers. Bring her the money, and you will follow the road that will take you through all the kingdoms of the whole world." Then the dog and cat said goodbye to the wizard. Their journey around the world was a great success. They quickly became famous for their learning. Colleges and universities were eager to receive them. With their knowledge and engaging speeches, they received numerous honors. One day, they reached the castle of King of the Land of Flowing Rivers. With great respect, the dog and cat were brought to a room. There, they were picked up by a blonde lady, who led them through the dark corridors to another room. A key was used to open each door. Before it was locked again behind them. In the last room, Pharaoh Kappa sat in a big chair. By the fireplace, in the middle of the room, the king sat reading a book by the light of many candles. Despite the wizard's careful training and manners, the cat and dog stared at the king. That was no wonder, for the king was enchanted. His face and his hands were bright green, like that of a parrot. "Welcome," said the king. "I am glad you are here. You are so learned. Perhaps you can help me. You see that? I'm enchanted. That is why I live hidden in the castle. It was 10 months ago when I was riding in my carriage along a narrow road next to the river bank. In the opposite direction sat a tall, old man with a wizard's hat. He shouted that I should pull my carriage over, but I was already dangerously close to the edge. I said, 'You see that I cannot move any further aside.' At this time, the man raged, 'I'll teach you what it means to insult the wizard Zidok.' And thus my face and body turned into a terrifying green color. Everyone Everyone who sees me is terrified. Therefore, learned lady and gentlemen, let me know what I can do to break the spell. The wizard Zidok is an old enemy of our dear master, said the dog, and his power as a wizard is the greatest in fairyland. I have tried all my powers against him. I have tried all my powers against him in vain, said the fair Hokapa sadly. Let us not now despair. Let us not despair now, said the cat. Zidok lives nearby. We will go find him and see if we can help the king. The dog disguised himself as a stray dog, and the cat pretended to be a stray cat. Unfortunately, Zidok caught on their plan. He was not called the greatest wizard in Fairyland for nothing. And so, he waited for the duo and pretended not to know anything. On the first day, the dog went inside and hid under the coach. He heard that Zidok would receive a visit from Wizard Serponel the next day. We need to hide in the room where they will. We need to hide in the room where they will. We need to hide in the room where they will talk. Maybe we'll hear something that will help us break this king's spell, said the dog. The next day, the dog hid. The next day, the dog hid. The next day, the dog hid under the couch again. But Zidok knew where the dog was hiding and had also asked the evil wizard Serponel. But Zidok knew where the dog was hiding and had also asked the evil wizard Serponel for. But Zidok knew where the dog was hiding. But Zidok knew where the dog was hiding and had also asked the evil wizard Serponel for help in catching the dog and the cat. When Serponel arrived, both wizards went to the room where the dog was hiding. Colleague, something tells me there is an enemy hiding under the couch, Zidok said to Serponel. I will make him feel my wand. Now Zidok had a wand with which he could kill with a sing. Now Zidok had a wand with which we could. Now Zidok had a wand with which he could kill with a single strike. The dog knew this and became very scared. Zidok pulled the couch aside, but the dog managed to narrowly dodge the wand. Then the cat came in through the window. Shooting in like an arrow, she climbed into Zidok's. Shooting in like an arrow, she climbed onto Zidok's. Then the cat came in through the window. Shooting in like an arrow, she climbed onto Zidok's back and sunk her claws in. She climbed onto Zidok's back and sunk her claws in. Zidok was so startled. Zidok was so startled that he dropped his wand. The dog managed to bite Serponel on the ankle. Zidok cast a spell that filled the room with darkness. Immediately afterwards, he turned himself and Serponel into the same form as the cat and dog. He thought what the cat would follow the wrong dog, and the dog would follow the wrong cat. When they were separated, Zidok and Serponel would kill the animals. When the darkness cleared, instead of fleeing, they took up the challenge. But real dog fought the fake dog, and the real cat fought the fake cat. Zidok was scratched several times and brought darkness into the room again. Then, there was a great confusion. The real cat was now chasing the real dog, where Serponel, who was the fake white, was chasing Zidok. It was a big commotion in the castle. The real cat became exhausted and climbed up a large tree. Well, my students, what a disobedience to behave like this. Stop this quarrel right now, said the old wizard. The animals turned around and saw their master, the old wizard. He had become worried about their long absence and had gone to look for them. Now, they realized that they had been fighting with each other. Through the castle windows, they saw the fake dog was still chasing the fake cat. A triumphant smile appeared on the face of the old wizard. He cast a spell, the one that destroyed castles in an instant. The castle collapsed, burying the two evil wizards in the process. After that, the dog and the cat returned with wizard to the palace of Enchanted King. The king came to the castle gate himself to let them in. The destruction of Zedok had lifted the spell. The king had regained his original color. A big celebrated a big celebration was held, and then the wizard went home with the animals. A big celebration was held, and then the wizard went home with his animals, where they lived happily ever after.